Hello, gamers. I'm here. Sorry I'm late. It's been a long 10 days or so. Baby got sick last Sunday. Rode that all last week. Had her birthday the following Sunday. My wife is sick now. Just trying to keep the lights on, trying to keep the floors clean, trying to keep the dishes in the drying rack. My last T cell just you ever see the movie Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within? There's a guy in the movie, and the city's being overrun by weird ghosts. So they're like, there's too many. They know they got to abandon the city. So then there's one guy, like his leg gets broken, and they just give him like a grenade, and he's like, I know what to do, and then he just sacrifices it. That's my last cell, my last white blood cell in my body, fighting back against whatever illness my daughter has been trying to infect me with for the past 10 days. And honestly, I feel pretty good. I had a 371 output today on the Peloton, a 30-minute rush ride. It's the 10th time I've taken the 30-minute rush ride, and it was my best performance on it. I'm still feeling solid, man. Are you allowed to cook yet? My wife let me cook some food for the baby last week. I still have not cooked any food for her. I'm starting to get reintroduced to kitchen. Your latest SAP video has the wrong title, I think. Okay, let's, before we get started today, let's go investigate that. Let's take a look. It says, don't do math on stream, Super Auto Pets. That's not the wrong title. It's the right title. I understand that it was not recorded, or it was not streamed, it was recorded instead. So you're probably like, what the heck? No, that's the Sporkle title. Guess what, bitch? No, it fucking isn't. The Sporkle title says, what other streamer is doing math quizzes? Question mark, open parentheses, Sporkle. I do enough things wrong without people concern trolling. Hey, I think you did something wrong today. I'm not 100% sure. No, man, it'll be apparent. There won't be parentheses. It'll say SAP instead of Super Auto Pets. It'll look like the title is not formatted. It won't have a thumbnail. It'll have the same title as the previous video or something like that. Hey, Matt Ziggs. Thanks so much for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm being real with you. I'm honestly feeling good. I don't know if I'm built different. I will say that last year I did not take my health that seriously. I got sick maybe 8 to 10 times, something like that, from October to April, October to May. This year, I'm not fucking around, okay? My wife got me some multivitamins. I've been taking the multivitamins once a day. She got me this immune boosting powder. I know it's not emergency. On the box it says 33% more effective than emergency, which, as someone who is at least scientifically minded, could be true, because I think they both have zero efficacy. I think they both have zero impact, proven by the FDA, which means that it's pretty easy to be 33% more effective. That being said, I've thrown my principles to the side and said, rather than be like, oh, these are placebos, these don't work, I'm like, give me the snake oil, man. And honestly, I'm doing okay here. I'm every day I wake up, I have like 5% of a runny nose. By 10 a.m., it's no problem. And then I'm good to go. Essential oils next? Come on, I'm not trying to don't even get me started. I was telling my mom about r/shit mom group say, where Facebook moms post photos of their 6-day-old baby, and their eyes are crusted over with pus, and they're like, hey, fellow Facebook moms, I don't trust hospitals. My kid has a fever of 109 degrees Fahrenheit, but I don't want them to take any antibiotics. Are there what kind of blend of essential oil should I pop into his diffuser in order to clean this up? There's a lot of insane ones, for sure. Tell me that's not representative? Well, there was one where, like, again, these are not funny. I don't think they're representative of the average mom, for the record. I do think that they're representative of a certain contingent of insane Facebook mom. But there was one I always remember that was like, my son was mowing the lawn and a big piece of metal zipped off of the lawnmower and cut him on the leg and he's bleeding really bad, but I can't drive him to the hospital. What should I do? And then the comment was like, get him to the hospital. And she's like, I can't. And like, well, then I don't know what kind of answer you're looking for at that point. Because that's in some medical situations, that's really the only option. You don't need there's not like a secondary option that's twice as, almost as good. Call her a keeper the way she's giving me dome. Okay, this, honestly, it works perfectly. A lot of those jokes are forced. That one pretty much, it fits, like, it's the perfect spot in the jigsaw puzzle. Call her a keeper the way she's giving me dome. I would give that a +2 for sure. Hold on, because we'll probably play some Rumbleverse today. We're going to start with Dome Keeper. I do want to see the Rumbleverse patch, because they did the maintenance in the morning, which I really appreciate. Mid-season patch notes are here. Okay, let's see what we got. New special moves. There's dive kick moves. Woo! Hold on. I'll pop it up on the screen. That's how you know I'm serious, when I pop it up on the damn screen, man. I'll even move myself a little bit out of the way over here. This is not going to be slash marker, though. That won't be necessary. Okay, so there was a Rumbleverse patch today. They did balance changes and added new content. You ready for this? Added dive kick family of special moves. They only appear in purples. Press the button a second time on the way up to perform the dive kick early. Press the button at the peak of the jumping portion to perform a perfect dive kick, and it can hit as a ground attack. Okay, that's cool. So they added a Cliffy B. And it's got kind of like a mix-up associated with it. You could do it early or you could do it late. Did they pay dive kick for the rights? Well, Iron Galaxy made dive kick. They also made Rumbleverse. So that's the beauty of having a robust library of intellectual properties. You can draw from them. Just ask Disney. That's why they're making the best movies. That's why cinema's never been better. We've added an epic tier Izuna drop called the Super Izuna drop. Am I crazy? Was it not already called the Super Izuna drop? Either way, people have asked for a purple Izuna drop for a while. Oh, it was great before. Okay. Now there's a super. Either way, that's good. Now maybe the Izuna drop can, because there's such a small amount of purples. Don't even start me on Skyrocket, which basically doesn't exist. Aimable, you can guide the initial direction of this move right after it connects. Okay, I don't know, that would be cool. You can sort of aim the... Oh, you can use it like a super now. You can hit them on top of a car. Okay. I don't think you want to drop them in the water, because you'll drop yourself in the water too. Okay, new consumables. Added the Moosel's Shake. Fills a third of your superstar meter. Look for the vendors around town to grab free shakes. Okay, I like that. A lot of situations I find myself walking around trying to farm up my super so I don't die. If I could get them, if I can get some superstar juice, I'd be happy. New weapons. We got golf clubs that come in common, rare, and epic. Strike combo will face plant the opponent, stunning them for long enough to land a vicious. Vicious charges up a shot power gauge. Press the button again in the zone to score a nice shot. I can't resist playing this today. Are you crazy? They put up a golf meter now? That is cool. Added golf bag weapon. When destroyed, it will drop clubs. Added steel pipe. It's an upgraded version of the plank, which is already amazing. Added an epic tier chair that does high stamina damage. Don't worry, because they did a balance change, okay? They did a balance change so that the chair has been nerfed, I've been told. Added a cricket bat. The second hit of the weapon strike combo bounces the opponent and allows for a vicious follow-up. Added the key bat. This is the most powerful item in the game. It performs stylish and damaging combos or devastating drop attacks. Press quick throw to toss out an energy projectile or charge it up. Hold interact in the air to glide. What is the purpose of this artifact? Scholars are investigating as we speak. Holy cow. The keybat Redditor. Added pose spots. Stand on a glowing pose spot and perform an emote to gain a superstar meter bonus. This is a serious update. Holy cow. Your teammate in duos is now highlighted by an outline. Spectator mode HUD has been overhauled. You can see everything that they're doing. That's great. There's a new mode select screen. Lighting has been improved. You can okay, so we can finally see people hiding in the shadows now. New settings screen. Icons have been upgraded for clarity. They still need to upgrade the icon for Dolphin Dive, because it does look like a man cupping someone's testicles. It could be his own. Balance changes. Okay, here we go. We got a lot more to scroll through. A lot of players activate super and just wail on the super move button. We've also heard community concerns about how quickly someone can fill their super meter after landing a super. Okay, we have made the following changes. Attempting a super move now takes 25 star power off the timing of superstar mode. Let's go. You can't just spam super anymore. If you attempt and miss your super move a handful of times, it will end very early. Chaining back-to-back super moves after this change will take longer unless you pocket a delicious Moosel shake. Superstar mode should be scary and damaging, but the team will continue to monitor the health of this system. We've heard meditative perks can make final rings last a long time. All right? Just give it a second. The final ring will now wait for 7 seconds of non-combat to shrink more, so the rings are going to shrink faster if nobody's fighting. Meditate remains a powerful heal, but the shrinking final ring should limit how much healing. I agree. I don't think Meditate really needed a direct nerf. I always felt like, particularly if you're in the final circle, the circle itself moves fast enough to incentivize having to fight. But sometimes you do get to sit on top of a tree and the circle comes in and then like 2 other people fight and you're like, all right, I'm going to meditate. But that's part of the equilibrium they're trying to, that's part of the homeostatic balance of the game. Somebody should go attack the meditator. We did a full review of the startup speed of vicious attacks and felt some of them were faster or slower than expected. Okay, basic vicious suplex startup is now faster. Chokeslam is better now. It's faster. Crusher is now slower. Tackle is now slower. Thank the Lord. We added a little startup timing to give it similar timing to the super move. I love to see that. Okay, tackle had risk that was a bit too low for the reward that you got. We added additional recovery time for a whiffed tackle. Adjusted the vertical velocity with which the attacker bounces after a tackle to prevent the attacker from getting stuck behind the victim. Okay, that's good. We've raised stamina damage taken when blocking basic attacks. I was complaining to Corey last night. There's like 2 things I wanted to see in the patch. Apart from obvious stuff, one of them being like nerf chairs. One of them was nerf blocking a little bit. The other one is nerf jumping a little bit. I think both of those are tied to stamina. Let's see. We've raised stamina damage taken when blocking basic attacks. Players will need to respond to these with actions instead of blocking forever and waiting to react dodge a vicious, or they'll risk their stamina being broken. Okay, beautiful. To maintain Sumo Slap's role as a high stamina damage family in the face of the basic strike changes, Sumo Slap got buffed quite considerably to the Sumo Slap stamina damage. Poison Sumo Clap was dealing a lot more poison damage we intended. That was a bug. Okay. You know what? It's not that bad of a bug because I never noticed it. Oh my god, is the greatest devs in history. Using falling type attacks on a bounce pad to gain absurd height has proven to be a degenerate tactic. That's another thing that I had said to Corey. I said they need to do something to nerf elbow drops, man. Because like the first week of the game was glorious, and then after that you can't fight on ground level. Because on ground level, you're like, I'm fighting, I'm Neo from the Matrix, and then you and the person you're fighting just get obliterated by like an 800 damage elbow drop from somebody chilling on a skyscraper. Anyway, I don't know how much this nerfed it, but the bounce limit on all falling attacks has been reduced to 1. This includes elbow drop, vicious blast, any weapon family attack. Landing on a bounce pad will put you in a bounce limit flip during which all normal air actions are available, but they will give you absurd boost from grapples still. Okay. Vicious air weapon attacks, such as that act as unblockable elbow drops, were a bit too powerful. We like what they bring to the weapons in the game. We've decided to make weapons break even if you miss. Okay, it's something. I'll take it. There was too little risk when going for low altitude air vicious attacks. Yes. Okay. Like, this is why yesterday when I had that giant swing game, literally all I did was jump and missed. And then like I hit 7 people in the final circle with like an endless jumping mist into a giant swing into the ocean. So this is a change that needed to happen. There's now more landing recovery time after whiffing an air super vicious. There's now more landing recovery time when landing from a whiffed air vicious. Okay. Previously, doing either of these would recover over twice as fast as whiffing the same move on the ground. Holy cow. You can now wall dash using the dash button. Okay, I don't know what that means. You can cancel wall dash into wall dodge. This opens up some new speed climbing and movement techniques that cost a lot of stamina. Interesting, okay? Interesting. A tactic involving attacking shortly after air dodges directly over top of an opponent's head proved to be too advantageous for the attacker. The purpose of air dodge is for evasion and movement, but the recovery time was so low you could throw it out without thought and still maintain offense. Okay, we're getting now into like this is too advanced for me. So I'm scrolling because I'm offended that I don't know what any of this means. But I'm sure you guys will digest it for me and spit it out in like a first grade style. It was too common to have 2 epic special moves early in a match, so we made epic rarity skill books slightly less common. That's one of those things that I'm like, I don't like this change because I like having good books, but I think that this is better for the ecosystem, that you don't just endlessly fight people that have Omega Uppercut and Javelin Tackle within the first 30 seconds. That seems like that'll probably be good for having fun. Poison Mist was the weakest special move in the game. This is Bad Breath. Okay. We've made the following changes to Poison Mist. It now stuns opponents. Thank the Lord. Mystic Envoy, what the heck? Thanks for the gifted subscriptions. I'm just reading the patch notes. It's coming tomorrow, 5-hour patch notes reading stream. The analytics don't lie. Thank you. Much appreciated. I like the name Bad Breath. Well, I see that they said no move is no longer calling itself bad. That's for the console gamers. We expect the PC gamers to have a little bit more critical thinking skills than that. But if you're playing on the Xbox, they might just see the first 3 letters and be like, I'm not taking that. The irony, though, was that it actually was bad. So they would have been in the right for the wrong reasons. Anyway, it stuns opponents for a follow-up combo, but it is still blockable. Okay, so it's a blockable vicious, which is not amazing, but it does compensate for it somewhat with poison damage, and you can charge it. There might be a chance to do something advantageous as a result of that. Okay, Salakan, thank you as well. People really love the patch notes. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I didn't realize this whole time, for 10 years I was playing Isaac. Could have just been reading patch notes. The people go pog crazy for it. Like, this is the best stream you've ever done. Man stumbles over his words every 3 seconds reading patch notes with the wrong game category as the category for the stream. They love it. Note to self. And Turtles Fly, thank you as well. Okay, stop gifting, okay? Stop gifting, but thank you. I do appreciate it, but I gotta get through this, okay? Previously, charging up Skyrocket would allow it to hit repeatedly. This could lead to some buggy behavior and some unintended corner infinite combos. They had to nerf Skyrocket. Hey, Sir Lays, thank you as well. Thank you. The train keeps rolling. Thank you so much. We've increased damage scaling values for some situations to lower combo damage after stuns, weapon stuns, wall splats, and setup moves. Okay, so less infinite, or like less times you get caught by one thing and combo down to 0. That's beautiful. Power T-Bone, thank you as well. Thank you. The Plank family of weapons are powerful. In addition to the extra damage scaling above, we've greatly decreased the damage dealt by the gut check vicious attack. Gefo69, thank you as well. Thank you. Much appreciated. And Kula as well. We don't do this here. We don't do Bomberzers, thank you too. We don't do subathons. We don't do, what is it called? The hype trains. We don't do a hype train. We don't do like, hey, we're boosting the stream to the homepage. I do appreciate. Don't feel compelled. And user Watanabe, thank you too. Thank you. You don't have to give subscriptions. Just watch the stream. Just enjoy. You do get you get to have your name read for a second. That is true. For now. But thank you. Thank you. Who knew this was the content people love? And Joe, thank you as well. Much appreciated. Okay, I'm cutting. I'm cutting because I'm uncomfortable. We've now passed the window. It's last call at the bar. The kitchen's closing. The server just came to your table and said, you know, we're switching to the late night menu, which means I'm going to power through the rest of these patch notes, okay? So everyone just chill for a second. They've nerfed the plank, the damage from the plank considerably. Rich, homie, want. That's genuinely, don't be mad. That's the last one, okay? If you're like, let me sneak one more through. And Faltazar, I'm gonna grandfather you in on that one just because it happened while I was mid-conversation. But don't be, I'm going to do one more and it'll be funny. Because I'm not doing it after this one. I'm genuinely cutting it and I'm not being satirical. So, that's on you, okay? We've noticed the recovery time on a few of the weapon viciouses feel a little low. While we do want weapons to feel threatening and powerful, we recognize, yes, make weapons worse because every fight just becomes 4 people pulling chairs out of their pockets to go ham on each other. We added a bit more recovery time when you miss the plank vicious. A bit more recovery time when you miss the chair vicious. Holy cow, thank you. This should make it easier to get away or land a punish if you evade them. The invulnerability on the chair was added before the priority system was fully working and we just left it there. Okay, at this point it is adding more confusion than anything. The chair has little counterplay. As a result, the chair vicious is no longer invulnerable, so it will lose priority interactions against power moves and the super move and cause clashes with other weapons. Holy cow. So now, if they have a chair and you have a bat, you can at least like clash with them. And if you have a drop kick, you can beat a chair, which is going to go fucking pog crazy today because everybody with a chair is just going to be like mindless. Brrr. You drop kick the shit out of them. Holy cow. For one day, my prediction is that's going to be a dream. We've increased the damage of the air chair strike, though. Okay. So now you're incentivized to do a little a left click instead of a middle click. Understood. Okay. Oh no! The design intention for getting superstar emotes, a superstar meter from emotes, was that players would need to use a longer emote with a higher risk to gain the most benefit. They're taking away one of my best tactics. To move the feature back towards its original intention, the following change was made. There is now a 10-second cooldown after gaining superstar meter from an emote before you can gain superstar meter from an emote again. Okay, I mean, obviously that was not working as intended, but like, I'll need to remember. That takes away a tool in the toolbox in the final circle, but that should speed up final circles as well. Okay, tracking of basic combos was too wide. We've tightened that up. Tightened up the graphics on level 3. Leaf VFX when someone's hiding in a bush have been made more obvious. After triggering a wall splat, so this is a blue wall splat, your opponent would land on their back and you'd be able to combo with an elbow drop. In order to add clarity to a character whose flashing is invulnerable, we wanted to ensure this moment would actually be the end of the combo. So, after landing from an invulnerable wall splat, you will now be invulnerable on your back until you can act. That means ground attacks after invulnerable wall splats are no longer guaranteed. Okay, that's actually... all of these changes look sick to me because this minimizes the amount of times that you're going to have one bad read and then be comboed down to 0 by a great player. Myself included in some situations. So like previously what would happen is you'd think that they're going to strike. Instead, they do an Irish whip. Okay, you get splatted on the wall. They left click, middle click. You splat on the wall. They hit you with a super sumo clap. You invulnerably slap on the wall. And then you land on the ground, but they can still elbow drop you. And then you're like, okay, I just lost 800 HP before I could act again. So I appreciate that. I think that this is... at least it takes a little bit off of that. We made volley dive and dolphin dive both able to hit as ground attacks. The intention for these was that they would work as ground attacks, but some bugs prevented us from allowing this until now. Okay. This opened up some looping combos that were not desired. All right, I'm not too worried about the advanced versions of those, but that's okay. Azuna drop is aimable. That's going to be fun. Landing chop or punch more than 5 times in a combo will knock the opponent down and end the combo. This gets rid of an easy duo mode infinite. Landing the final hit of a cyclone move more than 2 times in a combo. Okay, so it's like duo attacks. Landing a vicious blast as a ground attack will put the opponent in an invulnerable state. We've attempted to change... we've changed the attempt animation for the Irish whip. All right, well, honestly, this seems good. Bug fixes? I don't know. I'm one of those gamers, you know how Dan can get killed by someone who shoots him through a wall? And he'll be like, no, that was skill. Like, I don't think that those were hacks. That's how I am when I encounter a bug in a game. Like, if I play a battle royale with anybody... and they go, oh, I think that was a bug, the way that like it sounded like the shots were coming from north, but they were coming from east. I'm like, I don't know. I don't trust my ears. I bet it's not a bug. I don't think there's any bugs in any games. Anyway, I guess we will post that. I don't know. /marker Rumbleverse patch notes. Everything's a feature. All right, I'm looking forward to playing a little Rumbleverse later today. Let me just... and you know what? I also got an email. Hey, because you play Rumbleverse, here's an email about the mid-season update. It's time to dive back into Grappital City. Some of us never left, brother. Some of us never left. Hey, Atric25, thank you as well. Thank you. Now we're going to play Dome Keeper. Let me boot it up here. Let me boot up some Dome Keeper. And Hooch Be Crazy, thank you as well. He said my name. Pog. I do have a creator code on Epic for Rumbleverse. It's funny because it's a free game. Hold on. It's a little... my ears. Song kind of goes a little pog crazy, though. There's no doubt about that. But yes, many people... hey, Zelnonymous, thank you as well. Many people have used my code. Some of you have purchased the Battle Pass as well. But either way, it's just funny to like log in and see like, oh, wow, look at how many people use this code. Okay. /marker Dome Keeper. Very excited today to be checking out Dome Keeper. We got to do a disclosure right at the top of this, okay? This is not a sponsored stream. However, you may know David Miyazaki. It's not his real name, but David has been my manager and publicist for like 6 years at this point. He also wears a second hat, which is ironic given the name of the game, because what is a hat if not a Dome Keeper itself, as a member of the brass of Raw Fury, the video game publisher that is publishing Dome Keeper, but also at the same time published Kingdom and Atomic Crops and lots of other stuff that is now escaping me because I feel like the pressure is on me. So oftentimes, perhaps Sable as well, that's true, Sable. Oftentimes I've eschewed playing Raw Fury stuff because I've been like, oh, David is not only like works for me, but is also a personal friend. So I wanted to avoid piercing the veil of a conflict of interest. Now that we're here,